to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel. The host Daniel, and we are here with Stan and Calvin from the band False Thoughts. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Calvin. I play guitar in False Thoughts.
And yeah, I'm Stan. I'm the drummer. So yeah, you've got the two most interesting people in the band today, I
think. Cool. So let's dive into some questions. As kids, what were you listening to?
Do you want to go first, Stan?
Yeah. So like when I was very, very young, I think like my first like love like of a band was Green Day. So like I grew up like I remember when I was 4 or 5 and American Idiot had come out, and obviously it kind of all spiraled from there. Like Trey Cool is the reason I play drums at all. So like that was kind of the first thing. And then as I got into high school, I kind of started listening to more metal stuff. So Slipknot, Metallica, and then kind of it just kind of went on from there, really. There was obviously a lot of bands in between, but the big ones were kind of Green Day, it's Slipknot, into Metallica. And then now recently there's been bands like Not Loose and Static Dress and those kind of bands that are really doing super interesting stuff with the genre, and that's kind of where I'm at the moment. But
yeah, for me, again, very Green Day-esque, kind of growing up and everything. Red Hot Chili Peppers as well. I remember listening to that in the car a lot as a child. Also, big hip hop influence as well. You know, the parents had me young. They were teenagers in the 90s. You know, Biggie, Tupac, Eminem, all that kind of stuff. That was a big part for me growing up. And when I reached about 8 or 9 years old, one of my friends in primary school, he had an older brother who was into like, you know, Slipknot and all that and Trivium and everything like that. So he got me into all that kind of stuff, and then from then, like, I just fell in love, and that was it. But I still love all, you know, all hip hop and everything. I'm torn between two worlds in that respect.
Yeah. Once you when you're growing up, and you've got like a good few people around you with different likes in music, you sort of like do pick up on that. Say for instance, with me, I grew up with rock and roll back in the 70s.
Yeah.
And then I sort of like went on there onto punk, onto like the original punk from the 70s. Then sort of like thrash into heavy metal, then they started to get into like the really back in the 90s. I started to get into black and death metal.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, sick.
So it's sort of like all stemmed from the 70s, where I think for me, sort of like going to sort of like got like a lot of influence floating around in the 70s. And it's just, I think, went to start type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're seeing that now almost kind of a repeat with it now, where like you're seeing so much like 90s influence now in modern music, where like new metal is coming back in such a big way, and all sorts of stuff. Like me and Cal, like I say, both 90s. Well, I'm barely 90s, but still 90s. You know, but like that kind of influence is so heavy in what we do and what so many other bands that we're mates with and are in the scene are doing now. So yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah. For me, when I was in the 90s, I was seeing a lot of the 70s coming back.
Yeah. Well, that 20-30 year rule, it's weird. Like it'll go, it'll go really hot, it'll die, and then give it a decade, maybe two, and it'll just come back around again, and the cycle carries on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I can remember, like I said, in the 90s was the 70s were coming back. In the 80s, 50s and 60s were coming back, and I was just like, really? Because there was like a good few bands that were doing covers of 60 hits, such as like Phil Collins had a hit with Diana Ross and the Supremes.
Oh yeah.
Bananarama had a couple of hits with a couple of 60s hits. You know what I mean? It's like now, sort of like I said, with the 90s, like early 2000s stuff coming back. So, yeah. So, who was your sort of like biggest influence for you to get into music? Was it like your parents, a sibling, or was it a journey of self-discovery?
In terms of playing, I was always kind of like, I don't know, my dad plays guitar, so that kind of got me into doing that from an early age. And I started playing I started messing around from about 8 years old. And then when I was about 12, I actually got lessons for about a year. But then we started doing theory. Me being very punk rock at the time was very against that. So I was like, no, I'm just gonna teach myself now. So I just started listening to all my favorite bands and everything, and just trying to learn all that kind of stuff and develop that way. And then I must have been about 15 when I joined my first band. It was like, I don't know, playing like indie rock and all that kind of stuff, you know, a bunch of covers and whatnot. I was starting to write songs, but I was getting more heavily into metal. But yeah, and as I've kind of gone older, I've gone heavier with the music as it's gone on. Yeah, so I've not been in a crazy amount of bands as such. I've done like, you know, good few stints here and there. I used to be in a prog metal band called White Mammoth from 2018, I'd like to say, for a good few years. And then after that, it's actually how I met Stan about 3 years ago.
Something like that,
3 years ago.
3 years, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, we both joined we both auditioned to join a prog metal band. Both started playing together, and then essentially how this band that we're in, how False Thoughts was born, was I basically was in contact with our singer. He basically said he wanted to make a band, and then I was like, yeah, I'm game for that. I'm game for a little side project. And he was like, well, I need a drummer. You know, I've got a bassist. I've got another guitarist interested. You know, do you know a drummer? I was like, I do, yeah. So I asked Stan if he would fancy a little side project. He said yes.
It very quickly, yeah, it was one of those. It very quickly became the main project.
Yeah.
Not to like... Yeah, not saying anything bad about the other bands that we were in.
No, they were great.
It was very much like it just all kind of clicked, I think is the best way of putting it, you know? Like I say, me and Cal have known each other for 3 years, but the rest of the guys in the band, I hadn't met until we essentially started the band, for lack of a better term, you know? Like, and it was kind of, what's the word, like kismet, is it? Like, you know, where like it just seemed to click right away, and we were all like, oh, we're doing this works great, it's awesome. Like, and yeah, just went from there, really.
Cool. So out of all the bands that you've listened to over the years, who was your sort of like main influence to say, I want to do this, I want to get up on stage?
There's a few. I think like when I was going back, I mentioned Green Day. That was like my first thing. Like I can't remember the exact thing, but they came out with like a DVD that came out with the it was like when they were doing the Bullet in a Bible tour or something like that. Yeah, that's the one. And I would watch that as a kid religiously. Like I knew it like front to back, you know. And I remember, yeah, I probably still do as well, honestly. And like I remember watching it because it's this huge arena, like, and just this insane live show, and I was like, that's so cool. And like, you know, as a 6 or 7 year old, I'm like, that's really cool. And then it kind of starts, I guess it planted a seed in my brain and kind of went from there. But then as I got older, obviously you see Slipknot, what they were doing like when they first started out, and obviously I got into them a bit later on. But you see that, and it's just a completely different animal of a live show. Like, they're just going insane on stage kind of thing, you know. And now I kind of got into Slipknot and Joey and Jay, and now they've got Eloy drumming for them, who is one of my favorite drummers of all time. So that's insane. And like, just watching them still do that as well, like, not they're not nearly as crazy as they were, but they're still doing some insane stuff. And yeah, there was that. There was a lot of prog influences. Like Mike Portnoy was a big one for me, like from Dream Theater, that drummer. And he was so good at like the stage presence thing, because being a drummer, it's really hard. It's kind of hard to be like be seen a lot of the time. So like watching him and like his stage presence and the energy he had, I think that kind of, all of those drummers that I kind of mentioned, they all have that, like all those bands even, they have that energy. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. And I think Cal will tell you in live shows, I'm a bit of a nutter, and it's great fun. But it's like, I think that carries over for me so much, is like seeing those guys and being like, that just looks really fun, and it is. So I have a great time doing it.
Yeah, for me it was definitely John Frusciante and Slash growing up as a kid. That kind of Billy Joe as well. Them three were kind of like the trinity for me for kind of guitar showmanship on stage and everything like that. It just clicked with me, resonated. I loved it, and obviously through my teenagehood I wanted to be just like them and everything like that. So it kind of went off from there. But as time goes on, taste kind of develops and everything like that. You start getting into more stuff that's coming out, recent times, because and then went on from there.
Cool. So, what has the band been up to, especially in the last 12 months?
So obviously last year for us, we to kind of give a bit of context, we've only been a band for a couple of years. So the last 12 months is half of our existence as a band, kind of. We released our first EP back in 2024. We're kind of working on that. And then from last year, we were just playing as many shows as possible, for lack of a better term. We got given so many different shows, playing a lot in Manchester, played a few shows in Stoke as well, and other places around the UK whenever we could, basically. And then in that time, in the summer, we released 2 singles called Rip and Tear. Please go and check them out if people are interested. They're really cool. I think they are anyway. And after that, we went in November, was it?
Yeah, November.
Yes. So in November, we went in and we recorded our second EP. So I don't know how much I can talk about that, but the first single, we recorded it at the Art Studios in Southport with Dan Kane, who's a fantastic producer. He did our first EP. He did. He's done everything. Yeah, he's done everything for us. He's awesome. Yeah. He's the best guy. Plays in Raised by Wolves. If you know that band, he's the guitarist in that band. Another brilliant band. Go and check them out as well. And like Cal was saying, we kind of recorded everything with him. We went up to the Arch, which is a studio up in Southport. Awesome. It's like a converted church building, and it sounded incredible. We did 6 songs in 3 days, pretty much everything recorded, minus a few little bits that we added in kind of in post, but everything's live. The drums are live. The guitars are all recorded live. There's no
real
programming.
Amps.
Yeah, real amps. Mike doing his thing. Mike, our vocalist, doing his thing. Load of backing vocals and all the works. So it was a long 3 days. I'll say that much.
I think we were,
but it was awesome.
14 hours a day probably for
something like that. Yeah,
going hell for leather with it. We were on a bit of a time crunch, but we got it all done. We're very happy with the result.
Absolutely.
We've just released our first single from it called I've Got Friends, with a music video which is available on all streaming platforms, music videos on YouTube. And we're only going to keep releasing more. Can't say when. Can't say when we're dropping the record, but there's definitely a record coming out.
The classic local band thing of big things coming soon. So, but they actually are, I promise. So,
Yeah. Lisaboo just said, looking forward to the new songs.
Oh, thank you. Well,
Thank
yeah. Please give us give us a listen if you dig it. There will be more stuff coming out very soon. So yeah, please give us some more bits.
Yeah. Right. Got quite a few questions from the chat. So, right. I hope you're ready for this.
Let's go.
Right. Jaya has asked, how did you approach structuring 26-minute piece so it feels cohesive?
Good question. So in terms of songwriting, it's weird. So with the first record that we did, we wrote our first song in our first ever practice, and
yeah, we did.
yeah.
I forgot about
from that point, we were kind of just mainly jamming with each other. So we practiced religiously every Monday. We're in the room together, and and we're doing the thing. And sometimes we'll take stuff home. We'll write at home as well. We'll bring it, to practice on a Monday and everything like that. Honestly, in terms of making it feel cohesive, we're not sure exactly what we did because at the time we just started as a band. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. We didn't know each other that well. It was kind of just like we were just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what stuck. And I guess like it kind of just created a general vibe, I guess. And I think it went pretty well. We're very happy with the songs.
Yeah.
Obviously, as you always do when you make a record and you put it out, time passes and you think about all the things that you could have done going back to it. But, for how long we were a band for and what we were doing at the time, we're still very proud of the record and we love it. And it did a lot better than we thought it would.
Considering we didn't really have any like lead up to it. I think we just kind of dropped it. we just decided, you know what, like let's just put out the whole thing, see if people like it, and the reception was awesome. People are still listening to it now, which is mad to us. We've had like people consistently listening to us since we've put something out, which is awesome. And then, like Cal was saying before, I think the thing that makes that first record so cohesive is that so much of it came from live, just not just like live performances, like in terms of gigs, but us being in a room together and just kind of hammering out the parts, for lack of a better term. We were like just going in and like just playing, jamming, seeing what we liked, seeing what we didn't like. And I think one thing that does go it's kind of an obvious thing, but Mike, our vocalist, is kind of one of the true like through lines of the band. It kind of feels like, and minor spoiler for the next EP, but we go a bit more off the rails with the next EP. There's a lot more experimentation and we wanted to like evolve our sound. But I think Mike is that kind of true through line. We can write whatever, and Mike puts his vocals on top, and then it suddenly becomes a False Thought song. Yeah. So, like, there are moments where I'm like, oh, I'm not sure if this will work, and then Mike puts something over it, and I'm like, oh, no, it's fine. It's great.
Yeah.
So
it gives people kind of creative freedom in that sense. We can kind of go a bit wild with stuff. And also, in terms of, like, keeping everything cohesive, the main thing is communication. I feel like if you can be open and honest with each other, you can say something's good, you can say something's bad, and you can still be friends at the end of the day. That's the best thing you can have in a band. And we wanted to kind of like shove ego aside in that sense, like, and just make music that we love, and and that's it. Obviously, it's great that other people like it and we want that, but ultimately we just wanted to make songs that we enjoy, which is a bit selfish, but it is what it is. I think a passion project in that sense.
I think like if you're not passionate about what you do, I think there's no point in creating music, especially like what we do. We write it because we like it. If we didn't like it, then I wouldn't want to put it out, because what's the point? So I think, like Cal was saying, so much of that first EP, so much of what we do now is just us being like, oh yeah, that's cool. Let's go with that and run with it and see where it goes. So like, that's kind of how so much of that comes about, really. Like, yeah.
So in terms of cohesion, I'm not sure we've answered the question.
We really haven't.
You might maybe want to, but that's the best we can give you, I'm afraid.
The true answer is we don't really know. So, you know.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you for that, Gia. Right, we got a question from Ozzy, as his name suggests. She's all the way down in Australia.
Awesome.
Thank you for watching. Like, first of all,
she asked, "How did you come up with the band's name?"
Oh God, that was a difficult one.
There was a list, so we had. I think the most we had at any one point was like 20 or 30 different band names. I think something like that. There were all sorts of things in there. Like a lot of them were like terrible names that we were never going to use, but you know, it was the one that fit the best, I think is the best way of putting it. It's because what we were writing at that time and what we're kind of still writing is so
cathartic.
It's based on that It's based on that catharsis. It's based on kind of overcoming your own mental boundaries that people have, you know, like, you know, we all have those self-doubts and all of those problems. And, you know, so much of what we were writing about at that point and what Mike was writing about with his vocals and the lyrics and everything, we were like, you know, that's what we're writing about. It makes sense to be called False Thoughts because like so much of what we're writing about at the time and what even now we are still kind of writing about that is like overcoming those problems and mental health and being an advocate for all of that and having the right ways of dealing with those things. And the first EP. Yeah, sorry, go on.
But no, especially with the new record, it's kind of like all about, you know, overcoming like generational trauma and everything like that. And kind of like, you know, just making your way in the world and just trying to be and, and staying strong for the people around you and everything like that, and them coming through for you when you need it the most. When you got that voice in your head that it's you know, false thoughts. You know,
I mean, the first single off the new EP, I've Got Friends. The title says it all. You know, it's about kind of dealing with those things and having those people around you, being able to like, you know. Overcome things with the help of others, partly at least. There's other meanings in the lyrics and stuff, and if you give it a listen, there's all sorts of stuff Mike's talking about in there, but like that's one of the big things that we were talking about there, you know.
Cool. Thank you for that, Ozzy. Right. Got another question from Gia, and she asks, what's been the most surprising reaction you've had to one of your songs?
Surprising.
I think is it the new one? Is it the new one? Because there's a song we haven't released yet that we played it live a couple of times. That it's got a bit of an interesting middle section. I don't want to spoil anything because it's not out and it won't be out until for a while at least. But I think that was a fun one when we first played that and people kind of stopped and looked and like
they were very confused about what we kind of it was very very weird for them to hear in that sense. It's not what they were used to.
It was a good reaction by all means, but people were kind of had a moment, you know,
what else? I know someone commented on our music video the other day asking for Stan's hair care routine. They obviously didn't care about the song, which is fine.
I will never tell, by the way. That is
fantastic.
What can I say? No, if we get the video, I've already said, if we get the video to 1,000 views, I will reveal the hair care routine. Until then, not happening. So you have to watch it a few times. But yeah, there's I think the most surprising reaction a lot of the time for me is that people like it so much. And I know that's like a bit of a cliche thing to say, but like it's always so nice and so gratifying when like people if it's after a gig or if it's like people who have listened to the EP and are messaging us or whatever it might be, people reposting it, all that kind of stuff. You know, we got reviews on the first EP and it was like, we were like, whoa, it's like people like it, you know, and that's the best thing. Like, because as we kind of said before, we're writing this for ourselves, so as much as we can be, and it's music for us that we enjoy. So it's so cool that other people are like, oh, this is really cool. That's like the best reaction we can have, you know, like people enjoy it. So that's I think the best thing.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for that, Jay. We've got a comment from sorry, Carbonized, but you. Sorry, Carbonized. Don't mind me, just to keep you in love with the accent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we've got a question from Carbonite. Proper question: who plays what? Who sings?
Right. So it's a 5-piece band. I play guitar. I do a little bit of backing vocals on stage and on the record. We have obviously Stan with us today, who's our drummer.
Yes.
We have a bassist who just plays bass. Great guy.
He's awesome.
We're not going to make the mean bass joke today. We also have another guitarist who also does some vocals as well. And we have our main singer, Mike. So, yeah, those are all the members.
Cool. Thank you for that, Carbonized. And she also says 5 whoa.
Indeed.
Yeah, there's a few of us. It's interesting sometimes, especially traveling to gigs. Though that was always entertaining.
I need an extra guitarist to help. It's a skill. I need someone better than me to, you know.
No, go on. You're both sick. You're both awesome.
No, we just honestly, we all just gelled really well together, and I can't sing to save my life, and I don't want to be a front man. I'd be awful, you know. I can just not be at the front. I need to hide behind my guitar, you know. I need to feel safe. I need to have a safe place.
I don't know how Mike does it. I don't know how he does it all the time. Like, because Mike doesn't play an instrument. Like, he plays guitar, but he doesn't play guitar in the band, right? So, like, he is just. It makes no sense to me because, like Cal was saying, I've got a drum kit in front of me. I can hide behind that if I need to. Like, the rest of us can kind of hide behind an instrument, but Mike's just going and like goes crazy every gig. I don't know how he does it, but it's cool. It's really cool.
Carbonized. I don't know if I should say this, Carbonized. A drummer with that hair, Lord.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
What can I say? Thank you so much.
You know what? Always keep your hair care routine.
Dude, the hair care routine is trade secret. It's not coming out until.
And also, this man is taken. So.
So sorry to say for all the ladies in the chat, but I am happily taken. So.
I think we're all off the market, other than our bassist.
Yeah.
He's looking for love.
Happily, he is available. So you know, send him DMs, guys. Send him DMs.
Covenant says, we all know the drummer is the band.
I don't know about the party pooper. Like,
that's what that said.
Who party pooper? Yeah, party pooper. Maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't say that. I'd say you're probably the most fun out of the lot of us. I'm pretty boring. We're all honestly, we're all
really boring.
We've all got day jobs and all that kind of stuff. We're a bit boring in that respect, but you know, it's one of them. We all work hard in our day-to-day lives, so this is kind of like the best possible release for us.
Yeah, it's very true. It's needed. It's very needed.
Yeah.
I will say the hair, as much as it's awesome playing with it. Oh my god, it's a nightmare. But I'm stuck with it now. I'm stuck with it. It's part of the gig, so
I don't know how the man sees. Like, I wouldn't be able to.
I don't. Like, the simple answer is I can't on stage. There are no glasses on, and the hair is you know, fully over my head, so I can't see on stage normally, but it's great fun.
You look amazing.
Comrades has just said, I'm going to add you gents to my playlist and check you out.
Oh, thank you so much. That means the world. So yeah, hopefully you like it.
Yeah. And she also says, not my first rock show, boys.
Wink face.
Well, there you go.
Anyway, let's get back into some questions. We've got another question from got another question from Gia. She asks, do songs take on new meanings for you once you start playing them live? If so, how?
Interesting. It's a good question. Yeah, some songs that have been like, you know, like our saddest song, like there's a song we have called Hope that's on our first EP.
It's the closer on that EP. So
yeah, it's the closer. You know, 6 minute long, you know, very sad, very, you know, like cathartic in that sense, you know, but very heavy at the same time. Yeah, and I don't know, when we were recording it, it was very kind of melancholic. You know, I was even getting a bit like choked up in the studio, especially when our singer was doing his vocal takes. The lyrical content, it's very heavy. But when we started playing it live and like the reactions to it, and like the first time we played it live, everyone just sat down on the floor and then jumped up for the heavy part. It was unreal, and it kind of
crazy.
Took on more uplifting meaning for me rather than kind of like a just outright sad song. You know, it kind of like, it was more, you know, it was a bit more bittersweet in that sense. You know,
I think that's a really good, I think that's a great example of it. Like, I think Hope is one of those songs where, like, the lyrical content of it is very heavy. It's something that Mike was like struggling with. I don't want to speak for him, but like a lot of it, there's a lot of him in that song, I think is the best way of putting it. And live, it's a song that we don't play very often, especially now that we've got more songs that are out and like our catalog's kind of expanded. So when we do play it now, it's normally very special, you know, like we get that kind of moment with, you know, with the people there. And like Cal said, the first time we played it, people were like sitting and listening. It was like I don't know, like people around a campfire kind of thing. I think is a good way of putting it, you know, because it opens with quite a clean intro and then goes heavier later on. So that was a big one. Like really, when we started playing that live, I was like, oh, this is something special. I think when we played that the first time, it was like, I think we kind of had a moment where we kind of looked at each other and we were like, oh, this is insane. And that was kind of one of the big ones, I think there's a couple of others. I think Pray is another one that I found like kind of became... it's not so much that it took on new meaning, but it became like a very big highlight of the set for me, I think. Like it's one of the songs that we like kind of popped off that first EP, and like people just go wild for it. And that whole kind of thing, it just like...
I didn't expect that song to...
Yeah, it was one where like I didn't expect it at all. And like it just went off. People love it. Like people went crazy for it. And like I think they have most gigs, like pretty much every gig that we played, like people go wild for that song. We
pretty much have to put it in the set now, because otherwise people start crying.
Yeah, it's true. And like, whilst it like lyrically and all that kind of stuff hasn't necessarily taken on such a like different meaning for me, it's one of those where like, I look forward to doing that song every night now, every time we play, because I'm like, let's go. It's that it gets me excited, like, and hyped up for those moments, you know. So yeah, I think there's a couple there, but
cool. Thank you for that, Jay. We've got a question. Right, right, hang on. Right, we've got a question from Ozzy. She asks, "Who inspires you the most?"
Ooh, that's a good question. Just music or just people in general? That's it's an interesting one.
I think band.
Band, musician, writer.
Yeah. In terms of my guitar playing and everything like that, and what I put on the record, I'm a huge Mars Volta fan. Absolutely love the Mars Volta. So that was a huge thing for me, especially in the first record. And also Polaris as well. Absolutely love Polaris. So that for me, in terms of guitar work and everything like that, that's kind of like, an aspiration for me. I want to kind of be on that level. And also Periphery are my favourite band ever. That's have been for a good while now. And there's 3 amazing guitarists in that band, and they're absolutely amazing, and I love their music. So it's kind of that's kind of what motivates me in that sense.
Yeah, I think for me, like artist-wise, there are so many like amazing drummers out there now that I couldn't possibly name all of them. But some of my favorite drummers right now, Matt Halpern, who is the drummer in Periphery. Periphery, again, one of my favorite bands as well. Partly why me and Cal work so well together is like so much of what we write is like inspired or like takes little moments from that, I think is a good way of putting it. And then for me as well, Carnival, who are an Australian prog band. They just released an album on Friday, actually, and it's amazing. They're one of my favorite bands of all time. I think they really one of their older records, Sound Awake, is my favorite sounding record in terms of the mix and everything. So that's a huge one for me. I think Not Loose are and always will be some of the like currently, at least in the heavy music scene, they're probably doing the best that they could do. They're insane and I love them as well. And then like I think one thing like in terms of inspiration as well is like other bands in our local scene. I think that's something that really really excites me and like inspires me, like bands like Rosemary, who if you haven't heard of Rosemary, it's Rosemary with a Z instead of an S. Awesome band. Monroe, another one, Demeanor and Witherhoard as well, 2 amazing bands. And we're it's one of those now where we're such good mates with these guys that are in these bands, and we play so many shows together and so on. Another one is Lurin from Manchester, Deathbloom as well from Manchester. So many, like I could go on forever about local bands, and the guys that are in these bands are amazing. But I think it's so cool seeing people making music that I'm mates with that I love the music of. This music, like people are putting out such incredible records, and like I think they deserve so much more attention. And like they, that's a music industry problem, I think, rather than anything else. But
it's the community that inspires everything as well. It's the DIY aspect to everything. It's it's the love that goes into it, the intention and the care, and obviously the fans as well, because they're the ones that make it happen. Those are the people that come to the shows. They buy the tickets, they buy the merch, they show all their love and appreciation for us, for the other bands, and we couldn't be more grateful. It's just great to be a part of. We've been welcomed with open arms, and it's been lovely, and we just want to keep going until the wheels fall off. Yeah,
especially in Liverpool. Like Liverpool now has one of the best metal scenes, I think. Biased, but in the UK. It's so cool. Like there are so many amazing bands, and every time we play in Liverpool, it's our hometown, so we play there quite a bit. But like every time we play there, we're like, oh, sick! We're on with this band who are awesome, or this band that are awesome, and it keeps us excited to play these gigs. So it's another big thing there.
Cool. Thank you for that, Ozzy. We've got another question from Jaya. She asks, do song well for you. Yeah, we have had that one. There we go. Ozzy, any plans for vinyl in the future?
Oh, we'd love it.
I would love to. We've got to figure that one out. We'll see what happens, basically. We'd love to. love to get some coloured vinyls. I'm a big fan of them all myself.
I love a coloured vinyl. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. But yeah, for the moment, we're just focusing on this next release, trying to get, t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, but we'll definitely be getting some physical copies out in the future. So
yeah, we want to do as much physical media as possible. I think, especially now, vinyls are the big thing, but there are so many other things that you can do. Like cassettes. I want to do cassettes. Cassettes are sick. But yeah, there's so much stuff. We want to do as much as possible, and hopefully, there will be merch coming. I can't say when, but we will be doing more t-shirts, more apparel stuff. So that will be coming out hopefully in a few months. In the next few months, everything that we try and do, at least when it comes to merch, currently, at least, we're trying to make it exclusive, if that makes sense. So
always exclusive.
So when we release some merch, it's a limited print run and it's not coming out again. So we are, if you get something from us, no matter if you want to order one, we'll figure out a way to get it to Australia. We'll figure that out. But that will be, a batch. Yeah. Won't be getting printed again. So keep your eyes out, obviously, on our socials, all that kind of stuff. And hopefully we'll be able to sort some stuff soon.
We have a merch store on our Bandcamp as well, if anyone wants to check it out.
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah.
Good looking out. I forgot about that. So, yeah.
Yeah. So if you want anything shipping, that's the place to go. And, and obviously all our music's on there as well. So that's obviously a great way to support us as well, if anyone wants to do that. But, of course, streaming, streaming you play. So you got to check if you like us.
Yeah, true. Everything helps, but yeah, that's a great way of helping us out. So
yeah. Thank you for that, Ozzy. Are you obviously you are in the middle of the process of getting the new songs out and all ready for an EP? Are you writing any new material?
Well, currently, no, we're talking about it. We're kind of figuring out where we want to go for this next record. If anything, with these past two records, in between the recording, we've been writing the next one. With this one, we've literally all said to each other, right, let's take a break, really focus on, getting this record the best it can be and everything like that, and then take a little break from it. And also not hammer the band chat with riff ideas and all that stuff. We're going to keep it short out for a little while. It's been very difficult for us all because we're all very active in that sense. We've all been dying, but we're going to give it a little while. We're going to come back all together. We're going to book a little holiday together, and we're going to write it all. We're going to take a week or two, and get a cabin in the woods or something like that. And really. And really get to work with it. We just want to kind of approach it with a different kind of style in that sense, rather than just constantly trying to jump the gun maybe a bit too early. We want to put a bit more thought into this next record, because it's going to be out there forever, and we want it to be the best it can be. So
I think from that as well, like for us, this like Cal was saying, when the first EP came out, we already had Rip and Tear, which are the singles, written fully, and also a couple of the songs off this record that's coming out. I think I've Got Friends was written like 3 or 4 weeks after. So like we've been kind of going as much as possible.
I'm not saying anything about the cabin in the woods. I would love to. I'm saying that we want to go to holiday in a cabin in the woods. It sounds amazing.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Included from Civilization. Perfect.
The dream. Huh? No, it's been really nice kind of coming into this, because we are starting now slowly to kind of start putting ideas together. I know Ben, our other guitarist, has a lot of riffs and stuff. I've got a lot of ideas.
Thank you.
What can we say? We try our best.
Where was I?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm gone. But I think record-wise, we're in no rush for the third one, I think is the best way of putting it. We want it to be as good as it can be. We want it to be the best that we can do. So I think us starting with a blank slate, especially for us, because we've kind of been all go for the last 2 years, is a really nice starting point for us. And obviously, we've still got a whole other EP to release first. So, there's time to figure everything out, really.
Cool. So speaking of the, I know you can't really talk much about it, but have you sort of like got any plans on sort of like release dates or anything like that?
We've got them all planned out. We've got everything in order. Again, we're not going to let anything on, I'm afraid, but it's all in order. It's all happening, and it's going to be a lot sooner than you think. So keep your eyes peeled.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh.
Oh.
Just like
Oh God, I'm discarbonized.
oh, amazing.
I'm glad that they're very happy with themselves. That's fine.
Oh, that's quality.
Right, got a serious question from Carbonized. Says, what's the place that's your dream to play? Like a venue in the world. And she also said, not the Royal Variety Show.
I don't think we'd make it. I don't think we'd be very popular there. There's a few.
Honestly, there's a place in Colorado.
Is it Red Rocks?
Yeah.
Red Rocks. That's my list as well.
Yeah.
Red Rocks would be insane. I want a personal one for me is I'd love to do Download Festival. That'd be incredible. Like Download is like something that I've done as consistently as I can do for a few years. So like to be able to play it would be amazing. That's a real bucket list item for me. I'd also love to play Ali Pali. That'd be crazy. Like anything of that scale would be amazing.
But I'm more than happy to play Dingy Basements for the rest of my life.
They're the best.
I love the intimate shows. I love it when like it's just a room with like 50 people and everyone's going hell for leather.
No barrier, nothing. Like, they're the best ones.
Yeah, like Arena Dreams and everything would be great. Don't get me wrong, but ultimately
you can't mosh at Red Rocks. That's all I'll say. So, you got to be seated at Red Rocks.
Yeah, cool.
I do want to try it. I would love to go. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for that, Carbonized. Right, we've got a question from Lisaboo, who's in Canada. She asks, who would you love to collaborate with? Would that be alive, like from past to now?
Oh, anytime. Oh, there's so many. Oh, that's really tough.
Really unhinged shout. Biggie or Tupac.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That'd be so cool. No, Biggie or Tupac, absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Anyone from Wu-Tang Clan as well. Like,
bro.
Not Loose put out a
Brian,
yesterday with Denzel Curry. My favorite hardcore band, Not Loose. My favorite hip hop artist currently, Denzel Curry.
Insane.
It's insane.
It's so good.
I think I'd love to do something like that.
I think there's a couple off the dome. Like I think like Brian Garris would be insane. That'd be such a cool collab.
Yeah.
But he's like just probably the coolest guy in the scene. I think, like in terms of like hardcore music and everything. I'd love to. Poppy, yeah, another one. Like, she's awesome. Loathe is a big one. I'd love to do something with Loathe, and they're obviously a Scouse band as well. So big connections there. They're just incredible. I saw them. I've seen them live 2 or 3 times now, and they're just amazing. And they need to release more music. So hopefully they come out with more stuff soon. But they're a bucket list band for me for sure.
Ian Kenny from Carnival as well, because he has a voice of an angel. So
also a great shout. Absolutely, yeah.
So, yeah,
cool.
I think that's
cool. Thank you for that, Lisa. Carbonized has made a comment which I liked. I've noticed that indie artists are the ones actually making music that touches people's hearts, not mainstream. So good on news.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think grassroots music is the reason why anyone in music has a career, really. Yeah. Like what we do, what everyone in every local scene across the world does. It brings people together, it gets people excited to make music and do music. Like the amount of people that I've met just in the last few years that have started bands just because they saw someone else at a show or whatever it might have been, or learn to mosh, or just got excited about seeing one of their mates playing, and then they wanted to go and learn to scream or learn an instrument or whatever and get up on stage and do it themselves. It's the reason we all do it. We enjoy it. It's fun, and other people seeing it, realistically, I'm not being funny. If I was in this for the money, I wouldn't have been in there. I would have left a while back. So
wrong career.
Yeah, well, in the wrong career. So it's grassroots stuff is the best stuff out there, in my opinion. That, like I say, there's so many bands that don't get enough credit, and they are just incredible bands. So everything. It's a labor of love. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Carbonized just said, I've turned away from mainstream music because I've noticed it's turned into cookie cutter music. So I always appreciate learning about bands here.
Yeah, fair enough. It's one of them. I can appreciate all types of music, but ultimately, though, it's just about finding what you love the most. And it's great that you come in here as well and finding all the different grassroots bands, keep supporting them. It's great to have people like you in the scene.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the reason we do it, is for people just finding us out of nowhere and coming to shows if they can and whatever else. So, thank you.
We can do great podcasts.
And supporting awesome podcasts. Can't do it without people. So, that's the main thing.
Cool. Got another Carbonized question from all the way from Canada. She asks, and my favorite to ask bands, what comes first, the lyrics or the melody?
Music first. Lyrics are the last thing that happens.
Yeah. Normally we kind of write, we'll come up with riffs or a skeleton to a song. Yeah. And then Mike will just go, oh yeah, let's do this, and this. And he writes so quickly, it's crazy. So we kind of then go back and change parts around what he does. So for me, for example, I kind of accent certain lyric things with obviously with cymbals or drum fills or whatever it might be. And I know the guys do the same with guitar and whatever else. So it's kind of a mix, but it normally starts with a riff or a skeleton of a song, and then we kind of go back and forth for a while until we're all happy with it.
Cool. Yeah, thank you for that, Carbonized. I was just saying, when we get 100,000 Carbonized.
There's your dance.
Yeah, it's inside joke. It's inside joke.
You can keep that between yourselves.
I know. Yeah. Down. Got another question from Carbonized. And it's sort of from the
Hate
previous
to
question, who would you hate to collaborate with?
I'll answer that question.
Anyone
I'd say
racist?
anyone.
Like, you know, like I don't know, like I can't think of anyone really. Like, there's you know, like anyone that's like
Maybe a crooner. I'm not sure. Like,
there's probably some things that we couldn't fit into our sound, but like I think it's
Yeah.
more like personality based for us. Like we want to have people that we like in terms of not just their music, but like, you know,
them as people.
them as people. So like collabing
We're not gonna
is
name names, but
won't name names, but like, you know, if you're a racist or whatever, we're probably not going to collaborate with you, and I'm very sorry. No. But I'm not sorry, but you know, like but yeah, so on and so forth. There's not many that I'm not going to name names either, but yeah. Like
Corbin just said, fair enough, and a good standard.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
So, have you sort of like got any plans on doing any tours, especially around say the northwest or the northeast or up in Scotland?
Well, we're definitely looking at getting more shows booked in this year across the country, more nationwide. We're not going to announce exactly when they are yet. It's still in the works still. We've recently just come under management as well, so we all need to work together, figure stuff out, logistics. We want to get up to Scotland very soon. That's definitely on the cards. Want to explore more in the northeast, go south, and just see where we go from there.
Yeah, there's so many places we want to play, and it's just about like some things there's a few things in the works that again nothing's been announced. We can't really talk about it, but hopefully more stuff down the line we'll be working on. We'll be coming to a city near you, as they say. So,
So, if you had the financial backing, everything is aligned, the band's up for it, would you sort of like go to, say, Canada or over to Europe or down into Australia?
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. We got
we'll go where it takes us.
We got asked. I don't know, like was it Malaysia or was it like
Philippines?
Philippines. It was Philippines. Someone like messaged, I don't know if it was the band account or whatever it was, but someone messaged the band account like a week ago asking us to come and play 6 shows in the Philippines. And we were like, we'd absolutely love to do that, but it's $6,000 to get across to the Philippines and like bringing gear and everything else. We'd adore it. And like, if people want to buy us a plane ticket to come and play in a country, we'll absolutely do it. Like, but currently,
there's an incredible scene over there as well. We'd love to do it. But yeah, obviously, local band. It's only some things are financially viable, but if we had them, the backing and the freedoms to do so, we'll jump on a tour with anyone. We'll happily be support acts for bigger bands for the rest of our career, and we'll be very happy.
Absolutely. The dream is being able to do that stuff. I think that's the dream for every band, like
we want to quit the day jobs.
I don't want to work in a warehouse, like, I mean, like, it's a dream thing. Like, everyone sees the huge acts on TV or whatever, like Spotify now or like YouTube, whoever it might be, and you're like, oh, that's so cool. And there's a reason we want to do it. It's because we want to do that. We hopefully want to make this a career. That's the dream. Yeah. So,
ultimately, my aim is, as long as I've got a roof over my head and food on the table, and it's just all from music, I'm a happy man. I don't need anything lavish.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the same. Don't care about money, really, as long as I can eat and sleep somewhere that isn't outside. So,
Corbin just said, so they don't just like music, they love it. I love that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, yeah.
So, guys, in the chat, we're going to be wrapping up in about the next 10 minutes or so. So if you've got any more questions, let's ask away. So where can people find you on social media so they can keep up to date?
Yes, so we've got our Instagram, it's at False Thoughts UK. We've also got a TikTok as well, at False Thoughts.
I think there's a Facebook now as well, if I'm not wrong, which is also just if you put False Thoughts in, likely you'll find us. So there's all of that. We're on
band on YouTube as well.
Yeah, and then we've just put a music video out, so please go and check that out. And then obviously we're on all the streaming services, everything there. Just if you listen to music on something, likelihood is you can probably find us. So we're about. So you'll see us in the thumbnails or whatever else. So we're easy enough to find.
And obviously, if you want anything to do with merch or anything like that, you want to support us in any way, then you can visit our Bandcamp as well. Same again, False Thoughts, and we'll be there.
Cool. I think have you got a fan here in Carbonized Stardust? She says, I'm going to tell my D&D group movies about these handsome lads.
Yes, awesome. D&D players. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Very good.
I'll see. I've got like a shelf full of minis for D&D over here. So I'm a huge D&D nerd.
Cool. So I normally ask this everybody who comes on. So have you got any advice for people who want to become a musician?
Good question. Honestly, I would say when it comes to your instrument, just practice. It's the same with anything. If you do it enough, you're going to get good. And in terms of bands and everything like that, there's so many groups, there's so many things you can go to. It's just all about making friends. Go to local shows, speak to people in the scene and everything like that. I understand that's always not the easiest thing to do, and it can be quite daunting and everything like that. But honestly, you'll never regret it. Usually, especially in if you're into the heavy music and the heavy scene, everyone most of the time is absolutely lovely and just as scared and insecure as you are to talk to them as you are them. It's very much that kind of case. But we've been met with nothing but love from pretty much everyone we've spoken to. But just there's nothing better than just going out there and doing it and just having fun times with people, making music that you love, and you might go through a few different bands, or you might find the first one that clicks instantly. Ultimately, though, just make friends with people, and that's what it's all about. It's about the connection.
Yeah, go and do it. That's all I can add to that. Is everything about music can seem so daunting, but now especially, it's so there's so much stuff online where you can go and learn. So if you want to practice and you can't you've got a cheap guitar or a pair of drumsticks, you can do so much with that without needing a ton of expensive gear or anything like that. You can learn so much. And then, like Kyle says, find people that are interested in the same stuff as you. Go to shows, go and find friends in the scene, go and find
forums, stuff like that.
Yeah, go online. There's so many people that are looking for bands online. There are so many websites for that now. It's incredible. Just how me and Cal met, we responded to a Facebook post. Yeah. That was how we ended up joining our first band together, and then it ended up being this. Everything that you do, it will end up coming back, and you'll find the next step and the next step and the next step. It's a constant thing. You're never gonna finish climbing the stairs, I think is a good way of putting it. It's always climbing up, but you can always get better and you can always learn more. And I think that's the best way of looking at things.
Every day is a school day.
Yeah.
True. We've got a question from the final question from Carbonized. She asks, how do you guys get over the stage fear?
Honestly, because I've been doing it from the age of I've been on stage from the age of 14 or 15. For me, it's something that I've always wanted to do my whole life. So obviously, the first time I was a bit oh, geez. Because I did it so young, I think I just kind of got over that very quickly, and it was easy for me. Whereas our singer, for him, our first show was his first ever show, and he's in his 20s like the rest of us, and he was playing it cool, but the man was very, very nervous. But he just got up there, he did the thing. I think for him, move around as much as possible, and eventually it's exposure therapy in that sense. He did it, and he did it again, and eventually just kind of got over that fear. But yeah, it's, you know, every now and then if we're playing like a show with, you know, especially more people, or for me, sometimes when we're headlining and I'm like watching other bands and I'm like, I just want to get up there. I just want to go up now. I want to be an opening band, you know. Yeah, but that's, you know, it's just all part of the fun, really. But it's all excitement for me. I just love getting up there and putting on a good show.
Yeah, I personally, I get nervous. I don't think, like, I still get stage fright. I still deal with that. But I think once I'm up there, I don't know. It's like a switch flicks in my brain or something like that. And I just kind of, I go into a zone where I am performing and I'm there. And like Cal will tell you, I'm wild on stage. I will stand up on my drum kit. I will, you know, shout at the crowd. I do shout at everyone. I'm really loud, so, you know, I just yell at people. But
does not need a microphone. This man does not need.
No, my voice carries. But yeah, like, you know, there is that element like where before the show, I'm the same as Cal. I want to get up there and I want to do it, and I'm excited for it. But stage fright, I think if you don't have stage fright, then you're doing something wrong. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, I think stage fright is showing that you care about what you're doing.
Yeah.
To me, at least, you know, I can't speak for everyone, but for me, that's how it is. You know, I care about what's happening. So like, you know, that works for me, and it kind of is my motivator as much as it is like a little bit of being scared, I suppose.
Cool. Yeah, thank you for that, Carbonized. Right, we're going to be wrapping things up. So, have you got any final words before we go?
Thank you so much for watching. We've been False Thoughts. Please check us out. Please keep listening to this podcast as well. Support your local scene, and yeah, we love you all.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. Like, thank you so much. This kind of stuff means so much to us that you guys are interested. Yeah. And
thank you for having us.
Yeah, and thank you for having us. Like, this has been so cool. Like, you know, we don't get to do stuff like this very often, so it's really fun. You know, like just getting to come in and do this. It's really cool. So thank you so
pleasure.
much.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's been absolutely brilliant.
I do. Very so. I appreciate
That's a win. That is a win for us there. Amazing.
I've got a wild chat here.
I love your fan base.
It's brilliant. It's incredible.
Honestly, the questions and the comments have been fantastic.
Oh, they've been amazing. Absolutely fantastic.
Oh goodness, this has to be the wildest wildest interview I've done yet.
What can we say?
Yeah, so guys, anyway, thank you so much for coming on, and it's been absolutely amazing. It's been absolutely amazing. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, man. Yeah, again, thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure. So guys in the chat, if you haven't checked out Post Thoughts, please do. The guys, I'll put the guys' links down in the description, and I know Lisaboo also have been posting out the links as well. So guys, until next time, we'll catch you all later.
Thank you.
See you soon. Thank you so much.